In terms of the Premier League, I mean, this one, Chelsea are still on to do an absolute madness across the board. Just literally, head was spinning from all the things they're doing at the moment. I mean, Garnacho, as you can see there, has got the here we go. He's on his way to London. He may well be there by now. They've made the inquiry at Barcelona, or to Barcelona, haven't they, for Ferman Lopez. Everyone knows Barcelona's financial situation and its issues, but it's important to say at the same time, Ferman Lopez, Liverpool once made an inquiry for him as well. That would be a great signing, I think. But, you know, they pivoted on from Xavi Simons, who we'll get to that look nail on. Nicholas Jackson could well be going on a loan to Bayern Munich, which is one of the strangest things of the summer, but that's absolutely possible. And then in just further weird developments between Chelsea and Brighton, Buonarte, however it's pronounced, the Argentinian youngster, might be going there. Buonarte, I think, sorry, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Another young Argentinian might be going there, but on loan initially from Brighton. So it's just, I will never understand Chelsea's business. Every time I think that's a good signing and that's pretty good, you just think, well, they got more attacking midfielders or wingers and all different things. But hey-ho, as Mark Daly puts there, Chelsea going full Harry Redknapp and signing anything and everything. Just a stockpiling of young talent across the board, isn't it? But they didn't stockpile this boy, did they? Spurs have got one in. They've been chasing. They got bumped by Eze, didn't they? That didn't work. And now Xavi Simons joins on a €60 million fixed fee from Red Bull Leipzig, 5-year deal plus a 2-year option. Almost sounds like a bit like a Chelsea contract, doesn't it, when you talk about 7-year deals? So that's a great one for them, I think, through the door. It is important to say because they've been chasing a few, and I'm going to sound hypocritical because when he was linked with Liverpool, I didn't want him for 1 single second. But as a player for Spurs, I think he's a good option, especially with Son going and Maddison's injury issues at the same time. Also for Spurs, other bits, that Savinho from City move, that looks absolutely dead, doesn't it? They are shutting it down there, I'm afraid. City, that's not going to happen. I think mainly, as we know, because they can't get Rodrigo. The deal can't be done. So that shuts that one down. Also, Bissouma, he's set to go on loan to Turkey, isn't he? So getting that in. And as well as AC Milan making an inquiry for Akanji, the City boy. Just this, if I just check my phone, I think I've seen that. Yeah. Tottenham have also made an inquiry for him. London is where it all is realistically. Deals galore, Chelsea and Spurs. And the next London club, who we are obviously, fingers crossed, touch wood, hoping that we do a bit of business with, are Palace, who are starting to ramp up, aren't they? I'm probably going to butcher his name. I keep calling him Jeremy, but I'm guessing it's Jeremy Pino from Villarreal. That is done. He's their new number 10. He is their Eze replacement through the door. Mark Gay, now as we said earlier, we don't know if it's 1 or 2. It depends which journalist you want to believe. But it looks like the young kid from Toulouse is set to come in. There's a possibility it could be Salisu. They are looking at an experienced defender. It's important to say that Akanji, the City boy, that was almost a breaking story on Sky Sports literally 3 days ago. But now all the latest reports have got Akanji for Spurs or potentially AC Milan coming into the mix. So those are ones to note as well. And then the others, because everything seems to be evolving in London at the moment. Reece Nelson. Do you remember that player that's Arsenal's but was on loan at Fulham last year? He's of interest to Palace, so I wouldn't put that past them as well. A left back, isn't it? He'll play left wing back, you'd say. So again, that's 3 London clubs looking to do major business. And there's all these reports, aren't there, that Savinho is unhappy. Pep wanted Rodrigo. You leave things this late in the window, and touch wood as I'm saying this, I am touching wood, so we don't look hypocritical and the same. These things can always backfire. at the same time. So that's Spurs. Moving a bit further north, and I'll come back to this story. We like this indie headline. We like this headline potential of Morgan Rodgers coming to Liverpool. We can manifest this, can't we, and try and bring it to life. We like that. What I don't like is what me and Trev were getting told earlier today and bringing onto the transfer show. That Morgan Rodgers, because mainly of Villa's financial situations, they had their PSR issues, they have the case with UEFA where they've got to show that they're making efforts, in terms of their cost ratio, their wages, all those types of bits, that quite a lot of clubs have inquired around Morgan Rodgers. And there's quite a few journalists telling me and Trev, just watch this one, Morgan Rodgers. Don't be surprised about a departure there from Aston Villa, and actually Aston Villa being quite happy to sanction that around 80 million. And you're starting to see the links with Villa, aren't you? Marcus Asensio, do you remember he was on loan from PSG? That is set to happen. He's coming back next year. Well, this year, sorry, I'll say, now aren't I? So on a reduced fee. There's been a few other links, and a weird one as well. Did anyone see it? Paqueta could be, linked. And again, a few journalists said, keep an eye on that. Now, this is guessing a little bit. Educated guess, you could say as well. But when the club is spending 90% plus of its turnover on wages, they are always going to have issues. And you can sell your training ground, you can sell your women's team, but we know how UEFA view that. It may just be a bit too late in the window for all this to happen. Now, this is a name that Mark's just brought up, and I'm going to butcher this, so apologies. Mikauster, I don't know how it's pronounced, the Georgian forward at Lyon. I've seen bits of him play. I think he's a very talented player. The only one thing to say about this is the latest reports have that Villarreal is his favoured location, and they've just been reinforced by Palace with the Jeremy Pino money, haven't they? So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But Villa are really one to keep an eye on. We've all just got this fear, haven't we? I know there's Indy's headline that Morgan Rodgers is going to leave Aston Villa and he's not going to end up at Anfield. That is just the bit of the fear we've got around this. We'll see what happens on that one. There's 1,000,001 other moves, so I will try. There you go. Miko Tadze, people are telling me. There you go. Can butcher all the names, can't I? So rounding these up or sort of firing through these. Kobe Mainoo wants to go. Seem to be on loan or permanent. There's been all sorts of suggestions, but surprise, surprise, players are unhappy at the circus down the East Lancs. Amarim, though, saying today, wants him to stay, needs to fight for his place. We need Kobe. That is not going to change. So that does not look like it's happening at all. Brentford. Now, obviously, we know about Visser and wondering that one to Newcastle, but made a bid for Max Beer, I think it's pronounced, the German international, the Dortmund forward, around 45 million. That got rejected today, as per David Ornstein's article. Really, really crucial to say with this. People are going, this will happen. Did a bit of digging with a few Bundesliga journalists we know on this who said the suggestions are in Germany, Brentford are almost at their ceiling and aren't going to come back. We'll have to see if it's true because as a signing, if they could land that player, I think it's absolutely great for them, but doesn't look like that one's going to happen. Arsenal, still the Nkappi deal is alive. I still expect that one to go through. We'll probably get a here we go by Sunday evening, you'd fancy on that one. And also, Kiwior has now departed. So he's got to obviously do his press and everything like that at Porto, but one in, one out in Miguel's defensive nightclub. Honestly, Lego Head is just stocking them high. And it is important to say, because naturally people will be asking about this ahead of the weekend game. He confirmed, and we know Lego Head likes a lie, Saka is out. Put Odegaard at 45%. Interesting that, Dr. Legohead, isn't he? I don't know how he sort of gets that and puts that together, but there you go. And a few were asking this in the chat panel, so I'll just bring it on screen because John Mycester said there, what today does the window shut and what time exactly? UK time, and me and Trevor said this a few times, Monday, the 1st of September, 7 p.m. So there's no late night faxes, people in the building. Monday, the 1st of September, 7 p.m., you are shutting. And then the only other real Premier League one, and I'm saying that, there's probably 1,000,001 stories that will still come, but as we sit here on Friday evening, West Ham have finally got a player, haven't they? Manuel Fernandes from Southampton, that deal is done. West Ham need players because it's looking pretty desperate for Graham Potter, isn't it? I'm not even sure his little son Harry could save him in this one. If you ask me a prediction, that might well be the first Premier League manager of the season to go, probably with running the man on the screen. And speaking of potential Manchester United managers, we have got a doozy of a story to finish on. Mark saying there, yellow ties out, Shagger. Listen, me and Trevor planning, by the way, as it stands right now, well, if it's going to be Gay, if it's going to be Isaac, if it's going to be Rodgers or anything more, going to have to be, isn't it? It is going to go really late. So there you go. Those are your Premier League bits, the headlines. And listen, more will break tonight. And